Symbol of Hope is out, guys, by Zlantan. This is the fourth time I'm spinning this album within the space of 3 days. But before I went into this album, I decided to do something I rarely do. I went back to his last project. And the reason why I did this was because I realized it's been a while Zlantan released an album, and I wanted to kind of get a feel of how Zlatan sounded on his previous project. And I found out that the last time he released an album was 2021, right? So now what I'm going to do is compare and contrast from Zlatan's last project to this project because it really matters, especially for an artist that doesn't release an album so frequently. Literally, it's been 4 years since he dropped an album, right? Yeah, so one thing I can definitely say is that in terms of production, Symbol of Hope is way, way above the leagues of his last album. So, which means Zlatan really took our time to ensure that the production on this album was solid. The delivery on the album was solid as well, right? He made sure of that. Another thing again I noticed with his recent album, which is the Symbol of Hope, is that I feel like there were a lot of stale, not a lot, there were a few stale tracks. So when I say stale, obviously I'm talking about tracks that he's held, sat on top for a long time. Probably within the past 3 years, he's gotten those verses, written some of those lines, even voiced and produced some of those songs. He sat on those songs for a very long time. I can hear it. I can hear some references, right? But notwithstanding, I wouldn't. One thing I'm really happy for again is that Zlatan did not leave his. He didn't jump on any new wave, right? Which I love for artists. I love for artists to be either original or finding their own sound, right? Trailblazing, looking for a new sound. Unlike every artist will have these days that is always, trying to jump on a new wave, jump on a new wave. Like if you look at the song featuring Charlie Poppy, Terry the Voice, and Ida West, he brought Charlie to his, playing field. Charlie had to come jump on. Again, that shows Charlie's versatility, not only being able to do his Plutomania stuff, but being able to play on different, playing ground as well. That was a great one. I enjoyed that song. But again, I'm gonna give you guys some of the songs that I really, really love. I think I'll go back to. One of them is Demons, obviously with King Maddie. I think that was a single that had already been released. But again, I think he really fit perfectly within the scheme of things, within this album. Track two, Oyoyo Omo, Oyoyo na gbedu. Oyoyo na gbedu, serious gbedu for sure. And I think I know people are really catching up to Oyoyo. But get better is what's doing good on the charts right now. But I think people will catch up to Oyoyo very very soon because that song is dope. I don't know why people are not talking about it. The only thing I feel was that when I heard Oyoyo, I think Zlatan was in the terrain of Timaya and or Patoranki. I don't know why he didn't ask for a verse from these guys. Maybe he can get a remix if he wants to do a deluxe or get a remix for Yo man and slam this stuff. Put Timaya or put Patoranki or put both of them on this track, and just end Oyoyo, finish him, because Oyoyo is a very, very is a slap, man. That jam is a slap. The next one on my list that I love so much as well is Odeshi. Bro, Zlatan was spitting, man. And this was just him, taking over the beat and doing his thing. He finished Odeshi. I don't care what anyone is gonna say. Odeshi was up there for me, from this list I have here. Then give me your love. Give Me Your Love featuring Olamide. Yes, that's up there for me. I think that Give Me Your Love is a bop. One thing that I did notice again, remember I talked about the fact that some of the song he might have sat on them for a very long time until he was ready to drop the project. I feel Olamide's is really old. Maybe 2 years ago or even 3 years ago verse. Because Olamide, I think Olamide's voice is a little bit more, deeper now. The way he raps and stuff. Maybe he could have had Olamide with voice his part or upgrade the verse. I hear a lot of reference to Yagi, Young and Getting It. I mean, you can still reference that in today's world in 2025. It doesn't matter. But I also still heard Finos. I don't know if you guys know the Finos song that goes, "We don't die, we multiply." Olamide also referenced that, which is a really, really, it's been a long time, right? But like I said, Olamide could still reference it now in 2025. He doesn't really, but at the end of the day, I just feel like from the sound, from his voice and everything and the reference, it tells me that it's not a recent verse he got. Another one again that caught my ear was Alpha and Omega, the last track. It's I don't want to say it's nothing special. The song is very spiritual, but at some point I could feel Shinko echo. Shinko Tiger, my bad. Shinko Tiger. I could feel Shinko Tiger on that track. I felt like Shinko Tiger being on that track would be great. It's very possible, and this is just me speculating, that Shinko Tiger was on that track and he was removed. It takes me back to the last track song that he did with Shinko Tiger. Tiger. So again, I'm just glad. I wouldn't want an artist to put all this work and just dump them and start over again. People do that. Peruzzi said he dumped an entire album, for his new album. Whiskey has done that multiple times, but why do you want to keep them? Why do you want to dump them when we can still vibe to it? I enjoyed every bit of the album. For me to listen to an album like 3 to 4 times, it means that the album is great, because I ain't going back to an album that I didn't enjoy the first time. Listen to it on my headset, which is bruh, sound system is insane. So I'm that's what, when I tell you the level of production on this album, and Zlatan has that voice, man. I love the fact that the production, went higher in terms of comparison to his previous album. I love when artists, in terms of their production, they're able to scale higher. In terms of their delivery, they're able to scale higher. Zlatan got it right. And there were some great songs as well that, yes, I didn't call out, but very amazing. PayPal, Mayoku delivered absolutely banger. I think that would work as well in the club. Most of the songs, in as much as a lot of people might think he's not going with trend, but this song still bang within our Nigerian space, within the Afrobeat space. This song, this project is, and I don't think Zlantan, his intention is to, do Afrobeat to the world. We have some artists that really just want to refine their sounds, but still stick to the core fan base, which I think Zlantan is very big on right now, trying to stick to the core fan base, giving the core fan base music they would love, especially because he's been out, you know, for a long time, 4 years. Yeah, so he's been MIA for a long time. So this was just the perfect project. I really want to see more songs do well here. Again, I noticed that he's not under any label, so he's doing the pushing himself, under exclusive license to 1 Hour PM. It's the same thing with Mayokun. When you're not under a label, you have to push it yourself, right? And sometimes when you feel like you have a fan base that will consume it already, you don't want to spend unnecessary money, and gamble, like, am I going to get it back? When you can just make 100%, considering you are the owner of the label, or just split with the distribution. So anyways, I would rate this album a 6.5 over 10. Yeah, I'm gonna give him that. I think it's a fantastic project. Symbol of hope. He shined so much light. He touched so many subjects. Grass to grace, where he is right now, still trying to